Hey guys, I want to show you what I'm cooking today. I soaked my beans. I use the northern pea beans, navy pea beans. I don't like the big ones. And I soaked them in overnight in water. And all I do is add water, drain that water that you soaked them in. It just makes them easier to cook today. And I put a little bit water in it to start it, a little bit oil, because the oil makes it tender, and I put my seasoning blend, my onions and peppers and stuff like that, and you just let that go. You don't fool with it a lot. You let it boil. It cooks for 2 or 3 hours. Beautiful. This right here is just some steak I picked up. I just cut it up and put it, I'm smothering it with a lot of onions, as you can see. Onions and peppers and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is let that brown up. I'm going to add some of my Tony's, of course, the best, into that steak like that. Now this is a meal that you just cannot cook for 30 minutes and expect it to be cooked. No. That's why I put it on early today. This is a meal that takes a few hours because you want your steak to be tender with a beautiful gravy. I'm going to add 1 packet of any kind of brown gravy mix to it, and also my kitchen bouquet browning sauce makes a beautiful gravy. And that's it. And we're going to let that cook down for a few hours. You add a little bit of water to that, and you're going to let that cook down. But like I said, this is going to be a few hours. You can't come home and expect this to be ready in 30-40 minutes, because it is not. You want your beans to be soft and mushy. White beans, especially Cajun beans that we like. You want them, I just put them on, so that's why they look like that. But you want them to be mushy. And it takes a few hours. I would say the last 30 minutes of cooking the beans, they turn to that sauce and that, oh, they're so good. And I'm going to cook a big pot of rice with this. And yeah, so this is my little steak pieces. Turn some of them. I'm going to brown it first like this before I add any kind of water and gravy mix to it. I want them to cook just a little bit, just to get the pink off of them. And this was 2 gravies. It's called gravy steaks over here that I just cut up. It's not you want some fat on it. It makes a pretty gravy with some fat on it. Like you can see some fat on this one. This is just called gravy steak, but you can use any kind of steak or meat. I mean, I wouldn't use ribeye, of course, but I guess you could if you wanted to spend that kind of money. But because you want it to cook long so you can get tender. So this is the type of steak, gravy steak. So yeah, that's what that's going to be. That's going to be beautiful and a beautiful gravy. I wish you could smell it. So like I said, this is going to take about, it's 11:42 here now. So I would say about 2 o'clock. It should be ready. And I'm going to serve that on some big steamy rice. And this is a meal you just set up and you let it go. A lot of people cook their beans in crock pots, but I just cook them on the stove, you know. So you see all your meat's turning brown now. Starting to get a brownish color to it. All I added to my beans was water. Like I said, I soaked them overnight. All I added was water, a little bit oil, a cooking oil or olive oil, because it makes them tender. And my seasoning mix, of course, of all my red, my onions and stuff like that. That's all I'll add. You can add chicken bone, or not a chicken bone, ham bone, ham. This is what I like. That's all I added to that. So that's going to all cook down, and it's going to be an awesome gravy into my meat. You see, your meat is, you just want to fry your meat just a little bit. To start it off. I didn't add any water to this yet. This sauce is just coming from the meat and the onions and peppers and stuff like that. Oh, I wish you could smell it. Okay, y'all. I'm going to show y'all the finished product at about 2 o'clock. It should be finished. And I'll plate one up and show y'all. But this is my supper. This is going to be our supper tonight. So, see y'all later. Have a good Wednesday and ça c'est bon.